Hey lovely people, this is Dev and you're listening to me on the Empower Journal podcast episode 16, a space for empowering lives. A tailor-made for you in Prime Music and Spotify. Guys, first let me say thank you a million times to all my listeners. I actually can't believe I had 2.5k people listening to my last episode. I feel truly humbled every day that I get to do something that benefits you in a minute way. And thanks a ton once again for your great support so far. And now, like usual, it's time for me to apologize. I know there is too much of delay between episodes and I'm very sorry about it. Let's not delay any further. And today's question is from Veena and it goes like this. Hey Dev, hope you're doing good. Has minimalism ever worked for you? Is it true that owning more things often equates to more stress and less happiness? What are some good tips for making sure I don't accumulate too much stuff? Hey Veena, thank you so much for such an interesting question, yeah. Sometimes I keep getting this thought in my head. We clutter our world so much with materialist precise that distract us from what really matters. Clearing the clutter in our lives, both physically and emotionally, can actually give us a breath of fresh air. However, it works only if you enjoy doing it intentionally. Otherwise, you'll be back to square one. So now coming back to Veena's question. Let me share my story. I am definitely guilty of buying things for happiness. Because whenever I find myself bored at home with nothing else to do, I end up spending money on things I don't even need. I used to go shopping a lot and I'm pretty sure that I could have funded a round trip every year literally just from what I spend on clothes and home decors. Crazy, right? Yes, it was on a level where every event of my life requires shopping. This is how my life has been. And I can't even bear to think how much I have bought. I have been so materialistic here. But know what? I also felt better when I actually realized I'm not alone in this. So, can having less make you happier? Of course. And it always depends on the individual. The greatest lesson I have learned in 2 years of travel is this, that happiness means gratitude. Having less stuff makes it so much easier to practice gratitude. It makes us realize that possessions aren't even essential. Trust me on this. All these are just extras. I might sound philosophical here. I bet most of us have experienced the joy of less, especially during our college. But when we shift our thoughts from what we want to what we already have towards gratitude, I certainly felt a lot calmer and more content. And yes, for me, that's the stuff of long-lasting happiness. Well, I'm here to suggest that there is a better way which can give you a little more freedom, a little more time, and it's actually a great way to save you some money as well. So I started a project called Minimalism that explains how can you live little. Few approaches that I would like to share with you, Veena, and for the rest of the world that pretty much worked well for me. And of course, took a lot of time to practice, but was absolutely worth it, guys. Firstly, to start with, it's called declutter. It's nothing but editing your life ruthlessly. Like the dress that you have worn in years, it's time for you to let it go. Ask yourself, is that really going to make you happier? See, by all means, truly we should buy and own some great stuff, but only keep things that spark joy. If I couldn't remember what was in the closet, that stuff clearly not exciting me anymore. One of the easiest way to declutter is thinking it this way. With just 15 to 20 minutes in a day, you can get rid of so many items that made you unhappy or less exciting. So that was starting act of minimalism project to focus on things that really mattered. I knew I needed less stuff around me, a lot less stuff. So I made time to sort through all the things in my entire house, every room, cabinet, corner, and I suggest you to do this as well. Literally take each item in hand and ask, does this spark joy? If it does, keep it with you. If not, dispose of it right away. Again, the more I spent, the more money I needed. The more money I needed, the more I needed to work. Like so many people, in fact like the rest of the world, I found myself in the cycle of consumerism. But of course it felt like freedom in the beginning, but that's how you get tricked, guys. Don't fall for it. When I started traveling, I actually realized how little I needed. It opened me to a world of possibilities. I could actually live on 1/3 by simply changing my lifestyle. Followed by decluttering, I'm going to tell you something really, really valuable. See, you need to start valuing experiences more than possession. You would have probably heard this more than once, in fact, in a week's time. But it's repeated here because that's the truth. Redirect all your attention away from buying things and investing towards experiences. And trust me, it will spice up your life so much. Plus, there is so much you can actually do. Like, start filling your life with activities such as hiking in the local mountains, cycling, or volunteering for a charity. Because you can actually do more than just donating. Or by even working out with your fitness buddy, or going for a picnic, doing a barbecue with neighbors, creating art, or playing a sport, whatever you want to do. I've always insisted on that. Start building your life upon stories because you will eventually realize these experiences bring more joy into your life. And the most crucial part of my project is digital detox. It might be a little difficult for you to follow, but trust me, it has amazing effects. You know what? The social media platforms are dominated by ads today, and these marketing makes us believe all those things which is being advertised is going to be solving a problem. But in fact, having those belongings actually complicates our life tremendously. Like, where do I put these objects? How do I keep them organized? How do we ensure we never lose them or break them? So complex, right? Exactly. Be it a course that's being advertised by your favorite influencer, guaranteed to make you 6-figure salary in just 90 days, to the happiest grape juice you should try from your nearest store. You're always being encouraged to consume more. Think of something you desperately wanted to have and eventually bought. How do you feel about this item right now? Was the craving warranted? Because I always craved for shoes and sandals so much, and I kept on buying it. Like, it was a decade's activity, I should say. But recently, when I got them, they were like, yeah, whatever. The moral of the story is that material things don't and shouldn't make you happy. I suggest you shouldn't waste time desiring things. Happiness should be found elsewhere, like accomplishing something awesome. So, force yourself to commit to weekly digital detoxes. Weekly, please give up on your social media accounts for a day or two and call people instead. Or try to ignore those addictive games or web searches that encourages you to shop for a week and try reading a book. And you can similarly replace a lot of such activities with more lively things. And here we come to the last part of the project, minimalism. Please stop recreational shopping. How many of you have watched Confessions of Shopaholic? Yes, you can actually drop your comment below the episode. So now I'm going to be telling you something really, really important. Reframe your mindset when it comes to places like mall, food streets, or shopping high streets. Because everything in these places are designed towards causing you to spend more money and buy more stuff. Basically, these places are center of materialism for many people. But that doesn't have to be you, right? Learn to differentiate between need and want, if not cost and worth. And yeah, one more important thing, kindly don't take your credit card for granted just because it appears to be a magical one. When you're actually using it, remember that you need to eventually pay them back with the interest, right? So stop seeing the mall or large bulk buying stores as venues for entertainment. Don't go to these places with friends or people who will encourage you to overspend. Take a shopping list and only buy the items on the list. And you will be well on your way to minimizing your materialism so you can focus on essentials of life. So with this, we have come to the end of the episode. This is all I have to say. Think carefully about your wants and needs before you buy. Once again, you can also make people happier by making gifts yourself and save money too. The drive to have more and more, either for yourself or for giving to others, can actually set you up for financial ruin. And yeah, about my story, in the end, I gave away 6 large bags full of joyless stuff to local charities. And it feels less crowded. As I grow older, I realized the difference between wanting things from wanting experiences. And secondly, our new mantra on Project Minimalism is small is sexy. If this talk really made you rethink about your impulsive buys and demands, then get rid of the excess. Let me know what are your thoughts. Hopefully you will consider these reasons to change all of that. Thank you for listening the Empowered Journal. Do subscribe in Spotify and Prime Music. Also be sure to check the other episodes of the podcast as well. Until this is Dev signing off. I'll catch up with you soon again. Nandri.